What would be normally for somebody that comes off the street, comes from off a Skid Row, what would be like do you give these people, you give them money for these?
Yeah, typically.
What would be like the most, from the least to the most you would give the average person walking in that you would want to capture the story?
Just the way that in our first interview, I asked you a question, you said I'd rather not answer that. Mm-hmm. I'd rather not answer this one.
Understandable.
Because there's a lot of things I do that I learned on that first project that are important in terms of how I do this. And I just want to protect that.
Right.
I don't want to tell everybody how I do everything. It's like, then if you got a million people doing it. I don't know that what I do is that duplicatable anyway. It'd be hard for somebody else to do this.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure people would think about you, Mark. They probably think, here's this man shooting.
But I'm generous. I'm generous.
Of course. Of course.
I err on the generous side.
Of course. But, here's this man, filming these people. What would he have in common? People probably would try to ask, like, what does he have in common with him? Does he do drugs with him?
Never smoke pot.
Does he never smoke pot?
I've never smoked pot. When I'm around you, I get high because there's so much pot in the air. Like here.
Right, of course. Have you ever done any other narcotics? Crack,
never,
meth?
Never.
Nothing?
No. Haven't had a drink of alcohol in a while.
Yeah. How long?
Shit, I don't know. 2 years, 3 years?
2 years, 3 years.
If I'm not against drinking. I'm a happy drunk, but I go to the gym every morning. I'd rather be in good shape in the morning rather than hammered, so I don't.
Yeah.
But drugs are not my thing.
Right. Respect that, because like I said, I think people probably think, like, what does he have in common with these people? Is it drugs, or is he tricking with the prostitutes? Or are you spending money with them for
I never do that.
your own self-sexual gain? I don't think that you do either, because you don't come off as that person. I'm just saying what people think that you, I want to get some clarity with you into what you do.
Yeah, I think I'm fascinated with the human struggle.
Yeah.
And these struggles are intense. They're like the human struggle on steroids.
Yeah.
A lot of fertilizer on these kids' childhoods.
Yeah.
Of damage. It's just like, whoa. Like, you hear some of these stories, like, man, like nothing like mine.
Yeah.
I had two great parents.
You're good. Relax.
I had two great parents, and it's almost like it's a thank you to my parents. What I'm doing.
Yeah. Why would you? What makes you feel like it's a thank you to your parents?
I think my parents did a great job. Yeah. They did a great job raising me and my sister.
Yeah.
And my mom died a couple years ago. What do? You can't. She's gone, but it's like a thank you. Just to. Because I think what I'm doing can, if I keep plugging away at it, it can eventually get people to see how important parenting is in the raising of a child or a person. Those first 5 years, 7 years, 10 years are super important. To have a dad who's a role model, who's somebody who's going to teach you the difference between a hustler and a good guy, to show you the kind of man that you should want in your life as a young girl, and to show a young man how to be a man. And the same thing with a mom. It's super important stuff. And it's kind of like unraveling as each generation goes by. It's like you see the parenting just getting more lax and more off target, and it just seems like things are going haywire.